Hey guys, welcome back to Kaba Tunes. First off, I just want to say just a big thanks to everyone who has subscribed over the last couple of weeks, and just the large amount of comments that people have left on my last two videos. Didn't quite think that they would take off the way they did, but glad nonetheless. It's, I think, an important topic to talk about, and something that's fun, and just want to educate those out there that have been in the hobby or just now getting into the hobby that it doesn't take a ton of money to be able to enjoy good music and a good sounding pressings. And so I just want to come back today and show you 10 more pressings that I have in my collection that I didn't really pay much for, that sound great, that sound as good or better than the MOFI editions that are out there, and for again a fraction of the cost. I want to start off with Poco Legend, great record by this group in the 70s, and one of my favorites of theirs. It's got Heart of the Night and Crazy Love, Spellbound, just to name a few. But this is just an original pressing here. On this brown MCA label. And this was mastered. It's got, DWJ in the dead wax. I'm not familiar with those, with that particular mastering engineer, but that's what you want to look for in the dead wax, is DWJ. But this sounds great. Most copies like this you can find. If you can't find them in the dollar bin, you should be able to find them for easily less than $5. Probably, more like 2 or 3. But a great record, and a great sounding record. And so the MOFI, the median price on Discogs is $25 for that. So that's what you'll pay typically. If it's a sealed copy or something that's pretty much in mint condition, that's only been played a time or two, it might cost you more like 40 or 50 bucks, but that's what you'll pay there. Next up on the list, Hall Notes. This is a Rock and Soul Part 1. This is their greatest hits collection, and just a great album there. Let me open this up for you. Sorry for the... Just a great compilation there of their best hits. Just Sarah Smile, She's Gone, Kiss on My List. I can't go for that. But just a great sounding pressing there. I found this at a flea market for, I think I paid $1 or $2 for this. I'll just show you the record here. There's a cool label there. There's no mastering credits on this one, but I do assure you that it sounds great. The MOFI version goes for $51, and that's on a 33 RPM. Should have mentioned also that Poco Legend is a 33 RPM single disc as well. So $51 median on the Hall Notes Rock and Soul Part 1, 33 RPM. But again, should be able to find this pressing for under $10, and it's a great one. So look out for that if you like Hall Notes. Next up, Super Tramp. Some think their best record between Crime of the Century and Breakfast for that. But This is my Spain copy, a Spanish copy I found. This is I found this at an estate sale for $5. It still sounds good. I want to get the American version because I've heard it's supposed to sound really good. But yeah, you can see there the SPA on the label for Spain. But this one still sounds great. Great record. You know, again, you should be able to find that for $10 or less at your record store. The MOFI 33 RPM is going for $61. So quite the jump up there. You know, again, you know, if you can find it for $10 and yet you're paying 61 for the MOFI, you know, talking 6 times your money. So, and you'll see that with a lot of these. So next, Styx, Grand Illusion, another great record from Styx, one of their best. This was mastered by Mike Reese at the Mastering Lab, which was, you know, also when Doug Sachs was there. So, Mastering Lab did great work. And that's another tip is just because, you know, just because Doug Sachs didn't necessarily master this at the Mastering Lab, it was done, you know, at the Mastering Lab, and so their equipment hasn't changed or anything. It's just someone else doing it. Who is still very competent. So, great sounding record. I picked this up several years ago for like $1 or $2, and it's in mint condition. But great record. The MOFI 33 RPM is going for $61. So, again, you know, 10 times your money there. Next up is Men at Work, Business as Usual. Another great record from them. I still like Cargo the best, but a lot of people love this one too, of course, with Who Can It Be Now and I Can See It in Your Eyes, Be Good Johnny. Great sounding record. Don't know who mastered it, but it sounds great nonetheless. And I picked this up for, I think, $2 or $3. That's, you know, going rate on that again, under $10, probably more like $5 if you can find it. The Silver Label 33 RPM is going for a median of $68 right now. So quite the jump up in price there. And again, that one sounds great. All right. Next is going to be Fleetwood Mac Self-Titled. Let me pull this one out for you here. I found this at an antique mall for $5, and this has a kind of a textured, kind of pebbled type cover. My cover's been seen a little bit better days, but the wax is pretty decent. Pull the record out here. So what you're going to look for in the dead wax on here is the Kendon A. That's Kendon Labs there. And on another side it's going to have a heart and POGO on there. But it's on that brown kind of orangish, I guess more orange really, Reprise label. This is one of the better sounding records in my collection. The bass on this is amazing. The drums sound great. Just the volume level on it alone is unreal. But this is the one you want to look out for. When I first bought this and put it on, I was shocked how good it sounded. I thought my ears were playing jokes on me. It sounds that good. And so that's the one you want to look for. It's a great sounding record. The MOFI version is going for $81 median. So again, that you can find this record. Should be able to find it for I would say under $20, probably more like 15 or so. Fleetwood Mac, their reputation has really kind of skyrocketed over the last few years, and so their records are used to be dollar bin stuff or $5 stuff. Now is more like 15 or 20, sometimes higher than that. So, but that's a great pressing to find. All right, go on to one of the one steps. It's going to be coming up. Van Halen, of course, 1984, and just a great record. Love the hype there, and I've got the other hype on the back of the record that shows the track listing. Very cool. I got this in my from a guy that lives in my neighborhood whose mom owned a record store back in the day, and I got this for $2. Great sounding pressing. And there's the label on that. Yeah, the sound on this one is really nice. Guitars on it sound amazing. Keyboards sound great. Great sound stage on there. So no need to pay for the 2LP 45 RPM one step. Is going to be $125. They're going to be doing that on a DSD 256. So it is the highest technology that MOFI has. But again, would be hard pressed that it's going to sound that much better than this OG. So again, on this OG, you should be able to find it for under $20. Also, I've heard the Chris Bellman mastered Van Halen discography that came out several years ago sounds great. I do not own any of those yet, but I would say between the OG and those Chris Bellman, that's the way to go. Those Chris Bellman cuts, are under $30, and if you can't find a good clean OG, go for those Chris Bellman cuts. All right, now we're going to get to the last two, are the bigger ones, and kind of shocked by this one. But here's Billy Joel, An Innocent Man. This was his kind of Motown throwback record. Came out in the mid to late '80s, and one of my favorites of his. Great sounding record. Let's see. I don't remember off the top of my head who mastered this. Let me see if I can find it for us. The thing about Billy Joel records is, he is a consummate professional, and had the best studios that he worked with, the best producers, and all of his records sound great. Let's see. Yeah, they do not give. Yeah, they do. Okay. Ted Jensen at Sterling Sound. Yeah. Ted Jensen at Sterling Sound, if you can see that. So, Ted Jensen, he's mastered a ton of records, and he is great. Did a lot there at Sterling, along with George Marino. Again, George Marino at Sterling, but who was the main mastering engineer, who is one of my favorites. Doug Sachs and George Marino are my two favorite mastering engineers. But Ted Jensen, using very similar equipment there at Sterling as Doug did, and his stuff sounds great. So bought this pressing for $5 at a record store back several years ago. Might go for a little bit more now, but sounds great. And so get this, guys, the 2LP 45 RPM MOFI median goes for $162. So if you look up Billy Joel's MOFI stuff, which is long been out of print, it is all just kind of skyrocketed. Don't really know why, but there apparently is a demand for his audiophile records, but I'm here to tell you that I've got a lot of his OG records, and they all sound really good. And you can find all of them typically for $10 or less. And so, why go out and spend, 150, $200 or more on the MOFI when you can attain the whole discography for the price of, one record. Um, so last but not least, here's the one that takes the cake, and this is Sinatra at the Sands. I saw a channel that I follow, Straight Talk with Jack. He showed this record a week or two ago, and it made me think about this doing this particular episode. And I got this at an estate sale for $2, and it's a 2-record set. With Count Basie, the production on this and the mic setup and just the sound on this live record, one of the best live records that I've got in my collection as far as sound. It's a great one, and again, Sinatra's just on fire with Count Basie and his orchestra. Very jazzy, sounds great. You can hear the crowd in between songs, and they're clear as well. You can hear the clinking of forks and china and glassware. But great record, got all of his kind of great hits on it, whatnot. So get ready for this one, and Jack alluded to it in his video that it goes for quite the coin. But I was kind of floored when I saw this. But it's a 2 LP, 33 RPM, and the median on it is $245. Yes, I said that correctly, $245. The high on those is like $400 or $500, so pretty insane for that record. When this, OG right here, of course this is in good shape. Sounds great, and I'm perfectly content with it. Lastly, just a little bonus. I wanted to show just a record that Michael at 45 RPM talked about. He recently got the Vinyl Me Please of the Whitney Houston Self-Titled. And so this was mastered by Doug Sachs at the Mastering Lab. It's got TML on both sides and sounds great. So Michael at 45 RPM, he did a shootout between his newly acquired Vinyl Me Please, which had amazing packaging. Yeah, it was great. And a booklet, I think, that came inside of it, he paid with shipping and taxes and everything to Germany. It was like $85 for him. I picked this up for $1 or $2 at a record store years ago. But he put it up against this copy right here, and even Michael at 45 RPM, who's got a system that's amazing, said that this OG, blew away the Vinyl Me Please. He just couldn't believe how good it was. And, again, it goes to show that, you get a really well-produced record, and a great talent, great musicians, and a great studio with a great mastering engineer like Doug Sachs, and, just a recipe for gold, really. And so find this pressing. Should be very attainable out there. Should not be expensive. Should be $10 or less, and sounds great. Save your money. Don't buy the Vinyl Me Please for $85. That's just you're paying for the packaging, on that. So just wanted to show you those. Hope you got something out of that. Leave a comment. Do you have any of these in your collection? Do you have any of these MOFIs in your collection, and do you think they sound better than OG? These prices, as you can see, are quite the step up. We're talking 5x and sometimes 10x higher than that. What the price of an OG is. So, do your homework out there. Watch other videos that show what some of the better pressings are, and then go out there and try to find them. So thanks again for all those who have tuned in and subscribed, left comments, and also left likes. I really appreciate it, and look forward to seeing you on the next episode. Y'all take care.